Colbert here with a video about E3, Nintendo E3 specifically, because I didn't really look that much into the other company's press conferences. As you can see, I have a list of future games coming up for Wii U, 3DS in the future that I'm going to be just looking through this list and stating my opinions on each one. First of all, let me say Nintendo killed it at E3. I friggin' the day it started, I'm looking at my subscriptions and there's just trailers and trailers and trailers of games, and then I go to watch one of the trailers, refresh the page, there's a new trailer. I'm like, oh my god! It took me for and then with the Twitch live stream, their conference was great. Like, people complain that they're not going to have a live press conference, but honestly, I think what they did was better than any live conference, and may be the future of E3, because, well, for one thing, you don't have to be at E3 to see it, because, like, with press conferences, you gotta hunt down somebody that's showing footage of the press conference, and even then, the footage is usually not very good, and it's just, like, I've never done it before, because it sounds like too much work. I mean, it might actually be easier, but it's just so much easier to go to their YouTube channel and just watch their digital events and Nintendo Directs to just keep updated. And, you know, last year's E3 was not very good, so I wasn't expecting much from this year's E3, but dang, did they deliver. I mean, look at this list of games, and almost all of this stuff was announced at the E3. Like, there's only a couple stuff on this list that wasn't announced at E3. That was announced before that. And I may even be missing something on this list. I feel like I'm missing something. So if I'm missing something, post in the comments, and maybe I'll post a new video adding on a segment about it, or maybe I'll just reply to your comment with my opinion on it. I don't know. But, so the first game that I put on this list is a completely random order, it's not what I'm most excited for or anything, is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Okay, before I start, I'd just like to say that you need to go watch the digital event, because I'm not going to explain what each of these games is. Well, I'm not going to go into great detail what each of these games is, but basically Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is the Captain Toad puzzle levels from Super Mario 3D World turned into a full game. And it's going to be a retail game, like a full retail game. Not sure if it's going to be the full $60. I kind of hope it won't, or if it is, that they really expand it and make it very big. It comes out holiday of this year, so I may get that for Christmas. I don't know. Next on my I am excited for that. And it did seem like I haven't played Mario 3D World personally, but I've watched a Let's Play of it, and the Captain Toad puzzle levels, I remember wishing there were more of them to watch the Let's Play do, because they looked really fun. And I'm excited to see a game based all around them, because I think this could have a potential to be a really fun puzzle game. Now on to the next thing on my list, Smash Bros. For Wii U/3DS. I'm not sure if that's the title. Like, they haven't really given it a title. Like, are they just going to call it Smash Bros. For Wii U on the box? Because they're not giving it the number, like Smash Bros. 4, and they're not adding a subtitle like Brawl or Melee. So are they just calling it Super Smash Bros.? I don't know. But anyway, that's not really important. What's important is they announced several characters at E3. They announced, in the digital event, they announced Mii's, which I was like not wanting Mii's to be in Smash Bros. I'm like, dude, Mii's are gonna suck in Smash Bros. But after seeing the trailer, I've gotta say, they convinced me that Mii's will work in Smash Bros. I don't know how they did it, but they convinced me that Mii's will work in Smash Bros. And honestly, I think they convinced a lot of other people too, because I haven't seen that many people complaining about the Mii's. The thing I see people complaining about is Pac-Man, which I think is strange, because Pac-Man, I mean, he doesn't seem like the perfect fit for Smash Bros., but from what we've seen of him, he looks to be a really good character, so I don't know why people are all upset about this. I mean, he's not in his new Pac-Man Ghostly Adventure form, he's in his classic form. Well, not classic, as in, like, just the circle with the mouth He is the one with the face who walks around, but one of his moves turns him into that classic form, and he like dashes over to the side, which I thought was a really cool thing. The 3D model of him, of old classic Pac-Man from the original Pac-Man games looked super cool, and apparently he can like just summon Namco characters and stuff. It just he seems like a really cool character, so I don't know why there's so much negativity towards him. Palutena was also revealed at the very end of the Nintendo Digital event. Spoilers if you haven't seen the digital event. But if you haven't seen the digital event, why the foop are you watching this? So, which I thought was cool. A lot of people predicted that she was going to be in it. Her and Pac-Man were very well predicted. So yeah, we have Mies, Palutena, and Pac-Man now. I'm wondering, and I'm excited. I'm not going to get the 3DS version because I don't know. I've never played online with my 3DS, and I really don't really have that strong of a desire to. I'm not a huge fan of online multiplayer. The only game I really play online with is Mario Kart 8, although that may change with a game that's a couple spots down on my list. You know, I'm just going to transition to now. The Wii U version though, I'm excited for, and I will play online with that. I just don't like, because I've never hooked my 3DS up to the internet, and every time I try to do it, it doesn't seem to work. So I'm just like, screw it. I don't want Smash Bros. With the 3DS. Besides, there's plenty of 3DS games I don't have, or ones that I do have that I haven't beaten. So I'm not gonna get Smash Bros. 3DS. Wii U though, I'll be getting Smash Bros. Wii U when it comes out, definitely. Well, maybe not right when it comes out. It'll probably be my main Christmas gift, and we'll just rock Christmas with Smash Bros. Just like when I bought Brawl back in like 2011 maybe. But yeah. Okay, next on the list, Zelda Wii U. If you haven't seen the trailer for that, it's awesome. It looks so good. People are complaining that it's not the realistic graphic style, but honestly, I think the style they're doing is absolutely perfect perfect for Zelda and works better than a realistic style would. And I say this as somebody who loved Twilight Princess's realistic style. I think this new game looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and supposedly it's going to be very expansive and open world, and hopefully, so it's going to be like Zelda meets Skyrim almost, with Skyrim's open world, although Skyrim is not a pretty game. Skyrim's kind of an ugly game, to be honest. So I'm glad Zelda Wii U isn't like realistic, because then it might end up looking like Skyrim. And so, but the trailer was kind of odd. It was like there was a robot, and it was like shooting lasers at Link, which just seemed weird to me. But the weirdest part was Link himself. He wasn't wearing his green tunic. He was wearing a blue tunic, and he had like some futuristic like steampunk type era, which I'm not against a steampunk Zelda. It just seems like kind of an odd choice. I've seen a lot of people clamoring for that choice, but I didn't think Nintendo was going to actually do it. But it seems like maybe they are. But I don't know, Link's redesign just looks weird to me. There's speculation on the internet that it's not even Link, that it's some girl character. Because it looks like a girl. Granted, Link always looks a little like a girl, but this one looks particularly feminine, I guess, to some people. I don't see it. I'm pretty sure it's Link. It's just a really odd redesign. And I feel like they should have put him in his iconic green tunic. For the reveal trailer, he should have been in his iconic green tunic, not some blue shirt. It looks like I think it kind of looks like the shirt it's like the same color blue as the scarf that he wears in Hyrule Warriors, which is another game I'm going to cover later down on the list. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how I feel about his new design, but everything else looks fantastic, and I'm excited to see. Supposedly it's coming out in 2015, but I have a feeling they're going to push it to 2016. Next game, Fantasy Life for the 3DS. Apparently this has already been released in Japan. I never heard of it until now, and I was kind of uninterested. And then I watched some of it on the Twitch live stream with the Nintendo Treehouse, which is another awesome thing about it, is that like E3 lasted longer than just the press conference, because they streamed everything, they uploaded everything. You got to basically be at E3. just you don't get to play the games. So, Fantasy Life is it's like a life simulation game or something. It's kind of like Animal Crossing meets like an RPG, like a classic RPG game. At least that's what I've heard it described as. I haven't played Animal Crossing I haven't played many RPGs or Animal Crossing, so I'm not sure if this is the game for me. But it seems interesting enough. I wouldn't say I'm really that interested in it. I probably won't get it, but meh. On to the next one, Splatoon. When I saw the trailer for it, I was like, this looks cool, but I wasn't really that excited. And the more I heard about it, the more I saw, the more details I learned, the more I'm like, okay, this looks awesome. This has potential, and I'm seeing a lot of positivity for it on the internet. My only worry is that it won't be very fleshed out, and it'll get boring after a little while. Like, I hope there's a single-player mode. I feel like it may have been confirmed that there's a single-player mode, but no local multi. I want local multiplayer as well. Like, I mean, not that I'm against online multiplayer, and I would play it online, but, like, what if I want to have my friends over and play with them? I can't play with them on the same Wii U. See, the problem is it seems like you would need the gamepad, and I've actually been thinking about this a lot. Like, how would they make local multiplayer? I mean, granted, the Wii U is supposed to be able to support 2 gamepads, but they still haven't shown any option to buy a second gamepad. So, but who knows? Maybe Splatoon will be the first game to do it. Maybe Splatoon will come bundled with a second gamepad, and then you can buy it with a second gamepad and have 2 gamepads. So, because the gamepad shows the map, and you can tap one of your team members to launch to where they are, which you wouldn't. I can't think you would be able to do if you didn't have the gamepad. I mean, maybe what they'll do is they'll have it like switch around, like you can press a button and it'll switch to where the map is. But that just sounds kind of tedious. Like it would kind of break the flow of the game. So I'm not sure what they're gonna do. I mean, if you have 2 gamepads, that would solve the problem. But it's a 4-person team. So who would be your other 2 people? They'd have to like. Maybe they wouldn't have the warping ability, or maybe in local multiplayer the warping to another player, jumping to another player would just not be a feature. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to do that, if they're going to include local multiplayer at all. I hope they do, because I want to be able to play it with my friends. And don't you go saying, oh, you can play with your friends online, because most of my friends don't have Wii U's, and if they do, I don't know they're like. My only friends that have I only have 2 friends with Wii U's, and I'm not, and I'd rather be in the same room as my friends playing a game than I would in separate rooms in separate houses playing a video game together. That's just me. I'm not a big online person, like a lot of people, but I do think it's cool that Nintendo's making a game that seems to focus around online multiplayer. It's a third-person shooter. I haven't even described what it is yet, have I? Is like, it's a third-person shooter, but it's very Nintendo. Like it's colorful, it's creative, because you're instead of killing the other players, you're trying to cover territory with ink, and then you can turn into a squid and like swim around in the ink, and then pop back out, and you can shoot the other players, and that does help, but that's not the main goal. The main goal is not kill everybody, and even when you do get killed, you just spawn back at the start, so there's no being out and just sitting out for the rest of the game or anything like that. It's very Nintendo, it's a kid-friendly game, and I was thinking before this that Nintendo kind of needed a first-person shooter, a third-person shooter, some franchise to compete with like Halo and stuff like that, but this game made me realize that there's already so much of that on the market. I think if Nintendo made a game like that, it would just be overshadowed by like Call of Duty and Halo, despite probably being better than the majority of those generic first-person shooters. This is what they really needed to do. A third-person, a shooter game that feels very Nintendo, plays very Nintendo. It's very creative and colorful. All the things that make Nintendo are present in this game, just under the genre of an online multiplayer shooter. I'm very interested to see where this project goes. Seen a lot of positivity in it, so I feel like it has the potential to become the next Smash Bros. Or Mario Kart, like just a great multiplayer game that everybody is going to buy. And I hope to see it succeed. So yeah, I've talked about this game for a while, but that's just because I don't know. I found it one of the most interesting things they showed at E3, and I'm very hyped for it. Possibly almost as hyped for it as I am for Zelda Wii U and Smash Bros. Almost. Next one, Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney, 3DS. Is it versus? Because from the trailer, it made it look like they were working together. So I'm not sure what the actual title is, but that's what I put down on my little list. It's Professor Layton. If you haven't played Professor Layton games, they're like puzzle games, and Ace Attorney is like you're like an attorney and you're in the court. It's hard to describe, but I haven't played an Ace Attorney game, so I don't really know. I've played Professor Layton though, and I love Professor Layton, and this game looks to be pretty fun. It almost seems like it centers more on Professor Layton than Ace Attorney. At least the trailer made it seem more focused on Professor Layton. If any Japanese viewers watch this, because this game's been out in Japan for a while, you post the comments whether it focuses more on one or the other. I don't know, but it seems interesting. I posted a comment on the trailer. I'm like, never played an Ace Attorney, but I love Professor Layton, so I'm totally gonna get this, and I probably will. It looks very fun. And the story looks intriguing. Something about like witch hunts and stuff. Seems very cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure when it comes out. Splatoon doesn't come out to most of this stuff doesn't come out till 2015. The only stuff I've listed that comes out this year, I think, is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker and Smash Bros. Maybe Fantasy Life does, because I think that's been out in Japan for a while too. So maybe that and Layton versus Ace Attorney does, but I'm not sure. So next one is Mario Maker Wii U. I'm pretty sure that's another 2015 release. Basically, you could design your own Mario levels. It could be classic Mario or new Super Mario Bros. Mario design. Like, you can switch it at any time. And it seems cool. I'm not really into the level building craze that has started with Minecraft and has now expanded to, like, tons of other games. That's never been my thing. So I probably won't buy this game. But, you know, if that's your thing, cool. I think it's cool that Nintendo's doing that. I just am not personally interested in it. Mario Party 10, another game I'm personally not interested in. I've never played a Mario Party. They look kind of stupid. They look kind of boring and slow-paced. I mean, granted, I've heard they're pretty good, but I don't know. They don't seem like they'd be very good. Like, looking at them. Maybe they're the type of thing that's more fun to play than to watch. But they look like a very boring game to play by yourself, and I don't know. It seems like the games would take long enough that if I had a friend over and wanted to play it with them, we would end up spending the whole time playing it. I don't know. Mario Party doesn't interest me. Probably will never buy a Mario Party. Maybe I will someday, but probably not. Next one. Although, wait, before I go to the next one, let me say the new thing with Mario Party 10 is one person can play as Bowser and control the mini-games, which I think is actually a pretty cool concept, and I'd be interested to see how it plays. Maybe one of my friends will buy it and I can play it at his house, but I personally am not willing to spend money on it, because for me, money is very precious, because I have to make it, and I don't have a lot of money because I don't have a job, because I'm a kid. So, I'm not going to spend money on a game that I don't think I'm really going to enjoy that much. And Pokemon remakes for the 3DS. The, Alpha, Ruby, Omega, Sapphire, I don't even know. That's how little I care about Pokemon. I've never played Pokemon is basically the same thing as Mario Party for me. I've never played a Pokemon game. I don't really want to play a Pokemon game, and you guys are gonna flame me in the comments, because, I have some friends who aren't even really Nintendo fans, but they play Pokemon, and they're just they're like, dude, you're a Nintendo fan, but you've never played Pokemon? I know, it's weird, but I'm a Nintendo fan except for Pokemon. Even as a kid, a little kid, I remember thinking, Pokemon's stupid. Pokemon looks stupid. And now I have a bit more respect for it, but it still kind of looks stupid. Please don't flame me in the comments. I'm sure if that's your thing and you like that, then that's cool. I'm not gonna say you're stupid for liking Pokemon. I don't like it. Maybe if I tried it, I would like it, but it's the same thing as Mario Party 10. I'm not gonna go out and spend money on it when I may or may not like it. That's why I've never played Pikmin 3 or any Pikmin games, because I'm not sure if I'd like them. I know they're good, but that's nearly every Nintendo game. I know they're good, but I'm not sure if they're my thing. So anyway, next thing on the list, Amiibo Toyland, which is such a stupid name, but seems cool enough. Is the toys like Mario figurines, stuff like you could and they're going to be able to be used in multiple games. It's not like Skylanders or Disney Infinity where they have a specific game for them. They're just kind of figures in general. The game they talked about them for is Smash Bros. You can put them on the NFC thing on the Wii U gamepad, and then they'll go into the game and either help you fight or fight against you or stuff. And the more they fight, their AI learns how to fight like the certain people they're fighting, and you can upgrade them and stuff, and then save data to them and take them to your friend's house. Seems pretty cool, but kind of unnecessary. I'm hoping they're cheap. I'm hoping it's not like Skylanders where they're like $10 each, because that would be annoying. I feel like, considering Nintendo's past with DLC and usually making it pretty cheap, or even free, like the Mercedes-Benz DLC in Mario Kart 8, I feel like they're probably not gonna like money whore us with like $10 figurines that you need to buy to unlock achievements in Smash Bros. Or something. It's also apparently coming to Mario Kart at some point. Not sure how they're going to implement it into that, but the fact that they're adding that to Mario Kart suggests possible Mario Kart DLC, which a lot of people have been clamoring for, particularly battle mode stages for DLC, because if you know anything about Mario Kart 8, the battle mode is, I haven't even played it because it's not, there's no battle mode tracks. You play it on normal race courses, which, from what I've heard, is just about as awful as it sounds. So I've never tried battle mode on the game in all the time that I've had it, because it just sounds terrible. So yeah, that's that. But anyway, this is off topic. So yeah, there's a Mario toy, Peach. I think there's even a Wii Fit Trainer one, which is just weird. But whatever. And yeah, it seems cool. Maybe I'll buy some if they're cheap. If they're like $10 each, I'm not getting any, because that's kind of a waste of money. And next on the list is Yoshi's Woolly World. Ugh, the title is so ridiculous. It's basically Kirby's Epic Yarn with Yoshi. It's Kirby's Epic Yarn art style, but Yoshi's Island gameplay. And I haven't played a Yoshi's Island game, but I've heard they're really good, and it's easy. It's an easy game. It's just kind of like Kirby, in that it's like the game is easy, and I'm not sure if you can die or not. Like, I've heard from various different sources. Like, I've heard some people say you can't die in it, and I've heard other sources say that you can. So I'm not really sure what to think. I'm not really sure what it is there, whether you can die or not. But it seems interesting. I might pick it up. I think that's another 2015 game. Pokemon remakes come out this year, though. I didn't mention that. Mario Party 10, I don't know when that comes out. Like I said, I don't really care about that. Next one, Star Fox Wii U. I haven't played a Star Fox game, but they seem fun. And I know that a lot of fans have been coming, bring back Star Fox, bring back F-Zero. They brought back Star Fox. And now we have people complaining that there was no Metroid. Of course, you can't make friggin' everyone happy. It's, like, impossible. Us fans don't know what we want. And that's why I don't say that I want anything. I just accept what they give us and don't complain about it. And then Hyrule Warriors for Wii U, which comes out 3 days before my birthday. So that's a definite get. The Dynasty Warriors gameplay does seem like it would be a little repetitive, but with the Zelda characters and Zelda story, I feel like I'll probably still enjoy it. Probably not as much as a main Zelda game, but I feel like I'll probably still enjoy it. I mean, it's got Midna in it, it's got Impa, it's got Zelda, it's got Link, and probably more playable characters. We'll have to see. Next game on the list, the Kirby Rainbow Curse. It's a sequel to Kirby Canvas Curse on the DS. You draw lines with your stylus, and he moves on the thing. It seems like a weird choice for a Kirby game for Wii U, considering that this is the type of game that you would look at the touchscreen for, which would be the gamepad, and the gamepad's not in HD, so you're not really showing off the HD capabilities of Kirby, because you wouldn't be looking at the TV as much. The TV's more just there as an extra thing. Like I feel like I would say that would make more sense on 3DS, but then you lose that 3D. So I feel like just a Canvas Curse sequel didn't need to be made. I mean, it looks fun, and I'm not saying they shouldn't have made it. It seems like an odd choice for a thing to make. Dang, I've been recording for 25 minutes? Really? Wow. A lot to say, I guess. Next game, Codename Steam. STEAM. Strike Team Eliminating Alien Menace. Very interesting game. Little background on this. This was the mystery 3DS game that they released that they revealed at a press conference after the digital event later, like the next day or that night or something, I don't know. And people were expecting Majora's Mask remake or Metroid. So there's a lot of negativity on the internet that I've seen for Codename Steam, because it is kind of an odd thing. Basically, what it is they're aliens, and and it's a steampunk like turn-based game, but turn-based RPG action hybrid, where Abe Lincoln sends this strike team to deal with the alien menace, and they're like powered by steam, and that plays into your turn-based play. It's really weird, and it's the art style, the art style is like inspired by American comics. It's kind of fun. It's kind of strange, and a lot of people have been saying the graphics look bad because the art style is kind of a weird art style, and it makes the graphics look not that great. I feel like it's going to be like the Wonderful 101, in which like nobody plays, in which it's like a new IP but nobody plays it. I'm probably going to get it because it seems interesting. I can't say I'm really hyped or excited for it because we just don't know enough about it yet, and it still is so strange and weird that I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna like it. But it's from the same people who made Super Paper Mario, which I loved. So, and Fire Emblem and Advance Wars and other games I haven't played. Super Paper Mario is the only game I've played by them, so I'm gonna use that as an example. I loved Super Paper Mario. So, I remember seeing it. I saw it on YouTube as this was the new game, and I'm like, oh. Because I heard they had trademarked the term Steam a while back, but I didn't think it was going to be the Mystery 3DS game. I'd kind of forgotten about it, to be honest, with all the other crazy stuff. So I was like, oh, it's not Majora's Mask or Metroid? Not that I really care if it's a Metroid, though, because I still have 2 Metroid games I haven't finished on the Wii, and I kind of feel like Metroid may be like just that series that I'll never be able to really get into. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but so far, like a new Metroid wouldn't have excited me that much. But I was kind of like, oh, so. But I decided to swallow my disappointment and like look into it. And I was like, eh. And then I saw it at Treehouse Live, and I was a bit more excited. I'm like, this seems interesting. That's more how I feel right now. It's more interesting, not really exciting or hyping. Like, it doesn't hype me up, but it seems interesting. I'm intrigued to see where it goes, and I'm not gonna automatically be negative about it. Like, I mean, people are asking for new IPs, and they gave us a new IP in Codename Steam, and now people are complaining. Can't make everyone happy. Okay, like I said earlier. And then the next game is a third-party exclusive that I guess was being developed by THQ before they shut down, and then Nintendo picked up the rights and had the developers make it for their console exclusively. I guess kind of similar to the Bayonetta 2 story, where nobody could get it, where no console would like publish it, would like pay the money to put it on their system. But Nintendo would, because they need third-party games. This is a game that the trailer makes it very clear that it's not for kids. I mean, at one point the main character says, "Go get it." Or he's like something mother her, and then later they show he visits this one lady. I think he's like Russian, so he's like mother. And then later he visits this one lady, and she's like, "Hello, it's been a while since you've come to my bed." And she like takes off her shirt, but you only see the back of her, which is like tattooed. It's weird. And then in the end, like after they show the title, Just the last clip is like the main character just drinking like alcohol or something. It's like okay, it's like they purposefully showed just like everything that would prove this game is not for kids. And I kind of feel like maybe they did that on purpose to show guys we have variety. I've noticed that Nintendo's not like afraid to release games that are really like M-rated anymore. In the SNES days they censored Mortal Kombat's blood and stuff, but they don't do that kind of stuff anymore. Granted, they don't really make games like that are M-rated. Like I'm kind of curious to see how many M-rated games Nintendo has actually made. Like I don't think there's that many Nintendo games that are actually M-rated. They tend to let third parties do that, and that's they seem to be doing. I'm not gonna get it because, well, for one, my parents won't let me play M games, so yeah. No matter whether or not I want it or not, I'm not gonna get it. But it's good to see the Wii U lineup having some variety, and that leads into our next game, Bayonetta 2, the other game that is third-party exclusive. That the only third-party exclusives they can seem to get is the ones they pay money for. And yeah, Bayonetta 2 comes with a free copy of Bayonetta 1 in the release date, which is what a lot of fans were clamoring for, because Bayonetta 1 only came to the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. So if you're a diehard Nintendo fan and all you've ever had is a Nintendo console, then you haven't played Bayonetta, but now Bayonetta 2 is coming out, and you can get Bayonetta with it. So it's a 2-for-1 thing for $60. There's no upping in the price. It's completely free, and there's no it's not a pre-order bonus or deluxe edition or anything. It's just there is one catch. I guess I've heard if you download the game from the eShop, you don't get the Bayonetta bonus, but if you buy it from the store, you do. I don't know what's the difference. And it's completely free, and I think that's very generous of them. I thought if they did make it, they were going to sell it as a separate thing or sell like a 2-game pack that was a bit more expensive. But no, they're just putting it in the standard version, retail version of Bayonetta 2. So get Bayonetta 1 and 2. Again, I won't play it because it's M. My parents won't let me play M games, but it's nice to see the Wii U having the same variety. And I don't know, Bayonetta seems more fun than Devil's Third, the other third-party game. Did I even say the name of that game when I was talking about it earlier? Because I was talking about it, Emery. I don't even think I said the name of it. It's called Devil's Third. just so you know, the first game I was talking about from THQ is Devil's Third. It's called Devil's Third. I don't know why I didn't say the name earlier, but whatever. So now for our last two ones. Well, actually, let me just mention Sonic Boom real quick because I realized I forgot about that. But it's Wii U 3DS exclusive. But that's mainly because I couldn't care less about Sonic Boom. I haven't watched anything on it. It wasn't actually really advertised on the Nintendo Digital event. It's just kind of there. Sonic does not interest me. In fact, I could talk about why I think Sonic is, at its very core, the concept of Sonic is flawed, but that's a story for another video, so I'm not going to go into that here. I'm just going to say that I'm not interested in Sonic Boom Wii U 3DS. Don't care, couldn't care less. On to the last two, Project Guard and Project Giant Robot. These are both experimental projects being done by Miyamoto. He's doing them along with the Star Fox game, which I don't even think I went that far into detail with that one, but basically they're all three of those things, the two projects in Star Fox, are trying to incorporate the gamepad like in clever ways. And Project Guard's basically a tower defense game, except for like you get to look at it through like cameras that shoot lasers. I don't know, it's kind of weird. The other one's like you build giant robots and like fight with them. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird set of games. I don't really know much about it. Like, it doesn't even really have a name or release date yet. It's kind of just a concept that they're working with. No actual, and it seems alright so far. I bet you it'll get better as they get further into it. But I don't know. I think it's interesting because it adds more. Like, there was a lot of new IPs. There was Splatoon, Codename Steam, and then these two projects, Project Guard, Project Giant Robot, where that seem interesting. They seem like they could be fun games, maybe. We'll have to see. They're nowhere near completion. They probably won't come out until 2016 at the earliest, it seems. I mean, they had demos on the E3 stage floor, but like the way they talked about it, it sounded like it was in very early developmental stages. Maybe not quite as early as Star Fox, because they didn't even show Star Fox. Like, at the end of the Nintendo digital event, they showed Miyamoto talking, and it looked like he was playing a game. Like, it was blurred out, though, and we later find out it was Star Fox, or we're pretty sure it was Star Fox, but we never actually really get to see the Star Fox game. I think maybe we get, like, one screenshot, but it wasn't at E3. They didn't show it in the digital event. It was basically just a thing to say, guys, we know you've been asking for Star Fox for years now. It's coming. We're making Star Fox. Calm your, you know what the expression. But, and yeah, overall very promising E3 conference. A lot of stuff. I mean, look at this. I don't even think this is all of the stuff, and this is already like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 19 different games, and that's a ton. Technically 20 if you count Bayonetta 1, because I combined them two, and 21 if you count the Pokemon remakes, because there's 2 of them. 22 if you count the separate Smash Bros. So dang, there was a lot going on, and a lot of this was announced this E3. The only things that I see on my list that were around before were Hyrule Warriors, Yoshi's Woolly World, Bayonetta 2, Smash Bros, and the Pokemon remakes. Although I might have said Pokemon remakes. So wait, Yoshi, Hyrule Warriors, Bayonetta 2, Smash Bros, Pokemon remakes. 5. Yeah, 5. Five games on there that were already shown, that have already been shown. And then I guess 7 if you count Fantasy Life and Ace Attorney, since they're already out in Japan. But other than that, and Yoshi's Woolly World has changed drastically, so you could almost say that's a completely different game. So yeah, most of it is new stuff, like completely new stuff. I mean, the Amiibo was sort of pseudo-announced before, I believe they had shown something of it, but yeah, nearly everything on this list was newly announced games, and that's awesome. New IPs, new games. The only thing missing, Metroid. The only thing missing was Metroid, and I've seen actually a surprising amount of negativity about the press conference. I've seen a lot of positivity, but I see a surprising amount of negativity. But you know, I think those who were negative will just set their expectations too high. I mean, after last year's E3, you really shouldn't have set your expectations that high. You should have set them to about the same level as last year's E3, which wasn't very good. And that's what I did, and I got friggin' blown away. Nintendo won E3. Hashtag Nintendo won E3. Microsoft probably came second because they had a lot of games. I only know this because they had an ad right before a video that I watched that was just like a demo reel. I don't know, like just showing like little clips from all these games that they were announcing. It's a lot of games, but I still think Nintendo won. I mean, I guess if you're not a fan of like Zelda and Nintendo stuff, Microsoft probably won, but otherwise Nintendo won E3 in my opinion. Just excellent showing all around. And yeah, I can understand the people complaining about Metroid. That's the one complaint I can understand, but you know, other than that, great show. They could have used a Metroid, but I'm sure it'll come eventually. Alright, bye guys.